welcome to, or welcome back to, Total Spotfest. JJ Brownlee, Jamie Faulkner, coming back at you 1 week out, not even a week out, 3 days out from Double or Nothing. Let's go. So, and even more than that, 1 day out from Journey Pro, Headlocks for the Cure. So,
I'm excited.
Big old happy Memorial Wrestling Day weekend.
Big weekend of wrestling for sure.
Day. So, thank you for
Memorial Day weekend wrestling event extravaganza.
I'm trying to put as many words into it as possible, I think, is what I was going for there. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate it.
You're trying to AEW that shit.
I'm sorry. You know, it's like, as much as I bitch about stupid long things, it's like, I'm gonna keep this bit going. I'm just gonna start doing it myself. You know, just go for it, right? A number one top Memorial Wrestling Day of all time day, whatever.
I appreciate keeping a bit alive. I do. I know. I really do.
I know Captain Lion Tamer. Yes. Ooh. That's a throwback, y'all. If this is your first time watching us, welcome. Thank you. We're going to get into everything. We got a preview of Double or Nothing coming up. We got a preview of Journey Pro we're going to get to. We're going to talk about Dynamite from last night. A couple goings on around the wrestling world. But, you know, if you want to join the conversation, you can hit a comment down below. You can follow us on Twitter at Total Spotfest. You can get a shouting match with Jamie over there. It's a lot of fun.
It is.
I think Jamie's hatred of Lord of the Rings and its replication within the wrestling world is coming close. It's approaching his Lion Tamer level of fandom. I just want to say.
It's amazing how I've evolved a little bit. I mean, if it moves on, like if I do get that glorious Lion Tamer for a win in a Journey Pro ring in front of my own eyes, I have to pick a new move. Or pick something different. And clearly I've already started making that move. Going to the old Frodo sucks.
The move has been made. And if you don't know what we're talking about, go listen to our last interview with the premier Campbell Myers, SK Bishop. A lot of fun we had. But we kind of dove into... we're perpetuating this feud that Jamie's developing with Heidi. Becoming a thing across at least all the Journey Pro world, and if not, the independent wrestling circuit. You know, Lord of the Rings, good movie or not, because wrestlers have two very distinct opinions about that. It's very interesting. So
one's correct and one's incorrect. It's as easy as that.
And I'll let you decide which is which. So he even got me heated into it, which is amazing because I really don't care, you know, but I had to make a point, you know. Anyway.
I've been known to push people's buttons, sir.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I should know. I've known you for well over a decade. I should know this by now. I very well know this. And
it's like the Simply Red song.
Well, you know, it's true, but I do push back. I remember at Vince Solutions when we had that competition. It was I can't remember what it was. It was around the time of like the Royals 2014 run, right? That's when I was just starting to become like a Royals fan, switching over from a Cardinals fan, whatever, you know? And it's like we have to wear Royal stuff. We're competing against a different competition and the loser buys lunch, right? You know? And I didn't wear any Royal stuff because I didn't have any really at the time, and I totally forgot about it. And get to work, and Jamie's like blaming me for the loss. So a couple weeks later, we had Red Friday competition, right, with the same department, same stakes. And he goes, "You better fucking wear red because it's for Chiefs." And I'm not a Chiefs fan. Those of you who have been listening, right? I'm a Steeler fan, diehard Steeler fan. Go Steelers. But I'm like, all right, I got him. So come to work, take my jacket off, and I'm wearing a red St. Louis Cardinals jersey. And Jamie's face went from like, yay, to kind of like, well, you passed the bar just barely, you know. It's like, so I could dish it. I could give it back, you know.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. Like, I enjoy the banter.
I think that's when we became friends, because we started fucking with each other, and it's like, all right, we're in.
Like, that's my thing. I'll push people. Like, I'm almost a bully with it a little bit. Like, I'll push you until you push back, and then we're cool.
It is good. It is good. So, well, let's talk about some pushback, because tomorrow night is Headlocks for the Cure. It is Journey Pro's technically second show, third day, but second show at Agnes, 13th and Agnes in beautiful Kansas City, Missouri.
JPA.
Agnes, the Journey Pro Arena. Yes. They want it called the Agnes, so that's what I've been defaulting to. I'm appeasing.
I don't give a shit what they want. Just kidding. Yeah, it's the Agnes.
You really don't. No. So it's going to be a benefit show of sorts, and this will be the first time it's unfortunate because he was sick, but DJ Stewart wasn't one of the four owners, wasn't able to make the inaugural show. So this will be his first show in the new arena. So it's going to be great. We got lots of great matches lined up. It's going to be a fantastic time. Tickets are still available. No front seats. Front seats completely sold out. Don't even bother. So tickets still available. Chairs are still somewhere in China. They're on a loading dock in Shenzhen, or I have no idea. So
Wuhan. Just blame Wuhan for everything. That's what everybody else does.
It's
just join in.
So if you are going to be coming and maybe you're just deciding, hey, I am going to go to it, I know it is what it is, but bring your own chair. It is definitely what or you can stand the whole time. A lot of people like to do the standing room only thing. It's cool, right? They got a bar.
Or you can sit by us. We'll drink beers and yell.
Yeah, it will happen. Chance will be had. So let's go over. The card has been mostly released. Now, it's potential there could be some surprises. We don't know. But even in the card, there's a couple surprises still coming. So, first things first, the first match they announce is one of the ones that I'm most excited for. Was quickly becoming a Journey Pro favorite, one of our favorites here, hot up and coming, future star for sure, Darian Bingston, spelled correctly this time, going up against Ring of Honor's own Cheeseburger.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm pumped about this because I've been... Since I saw a Cheeseburger on Dark, I'm like, I need to watch more of Cheeseburger. And I've watched a lot of his old Ring of Honor stuff. That guy is really, really damn good. And Darian Bingston, he's been on Dark a few times as well. And he is really good. He's continuing to go up there. And he's starting to get noticed. I don't know for sure, but I think he might be when it comes to St. Louis, but I thought he did a scramble or something, was part of one of the GCW shows recently. I don't remember, but he can't confirm nor deny. I don't remember, but I know that he's been definitely getting noticed. He's been on Dark and Elevation, and he's been, going around, and he's a fantastic wrestler. His character's really kind of coming to his fold as well, I really think. I think he's really finding his stride. So he's getting noticed by all the right people because it's well-deserved. So it's going to be a very entertaining match. I know if you haven't heard or seen them, you're thinking, there's a man that goes by the name Cheeseburger. Yes. And it's worth it. Let me just tell you, it's worth it. Come check that for that match alone. Check it out. If not for that match, definitely for this match. So our newly crowned champion, Christian Rose, from the night the lights went out at Agnes, the perfect storm, right? Yeah, emotional moment. He's got to live up to the hype. So first title defense, and we're not putting any softballs out for the new champion either. He's going to be defending against frontman Jah-C. And if you don't know who frontman Jah-C is, shame on you. He is electrifying. That's probably the best way I could. He has got charisma oozing out of every pore. He's a hell of a wrestler. Like, he's got it. Jimmy's first time seeing him was live, and it was actually at one of the Journey Pro shows last year, as a matter of fact. Weekend of Journeys. Was it Weekend of Journeys? I couldn't remember exactly which one it was. I couldn't remember. Weekend of Journeys. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Pornographic memory, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, boom. Sure. But we always research a little bit. So we saw him wrestling. He goes, this guy's got some skills. Good. It's good. We didn't see any of his promo work ahead of time, though. And he started off with a promo, and Jamie just immediately fell in love. It's like young Chris. It's like if young Chris Jericho was black. That's what this guy is. He's got the gift of gab, and he can back it up with his actions in the ring. Fantastic
fantastic wrestler. He's easily searchable as well. If you're not familiar with him, frontman Jah-C, Jah-C, you could look him up, Google him. He's got matches all over the internet, IWTV. It's going to be a tough defense for our champion. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
natural fuck.
We got a lot of potential fuckings. This could be one. I don't know, but our very own Gary fucking J is going up against a mystery opponent. Somebody who asked for this match. He's been getting a lot of that lately. Masha asked for him. Who do you think it could be? Who?
I have an idea.
So I tried to okay, you have an idea. I don't. So I tried to put two and two together. I'm trying to think who's not been in that, because you got to remember as well, this weekend is a lot of stuff going on. Double or Nothing is on Sunday, but there's a lot of things going around it that are happening, right? So you've got, I think Glory Pro's doing a show out in Vegas. Wrestling Revolver's doing a show out in Vegas. GCW's got like 3 shows out. So there's a lot of stuff kind of going around with it. So I was just trying to think, and the first thoughts in my head are people that were already kind of booked for other things, and I'm like, I don't, Warriors going on this weekend in St. Louis, so maybe it's somebody from that. I honestly can't think of any. I can't put a pin on it. I want to be surprised too. Who do you think it is, Jamie?
I think it's 100% based off of the name, mystery opponent. They're very mysterious.
Mysterious Q?
I think it's going to be Mysterious Q.
Ooh.
And I am hopeful and down for that, because that match between those two guys, oh my God. If that's what it is. If it's not, I'll still be excited, but I really want to see Mysterious Q.
I'm always excited to see a Gary J match. Gary is one of my long favorites here. Love us some Gary J, but Mysterious Q, it's interesting because I'm looking at you could go to Journey Pro KC on Twitter or go to their website. They have the cards, the promo cards they've released for all of them, and I don't know if the outline has anything to like reveal for it, or if it's just generic outline, but Mysterious Q versus Gary would be amazeballs. It really would. So, apparently this person asked for Gary J and hasn't been received with him, but we don't know who it's going to be. So, it's going to be well worth it. There's nothing like a Journey Pro show without some tag team action. One of the good things that we have here at Journey Pro is we do get tag team wrestling. So, excuse me. First of all, we have your favorite heels, the mother effing Howlets, going up against somebody who what'd you call him? Team Hair?
Yeah, Team Hair.
Hair. I know.
I called him Team Hair. It was the Perminator and Aquanet.
Perminator and Aquanet. That's Sam Beal making his return, and Dallas Cade. Amazingly, this is his first match at 22 in Journey Pro. He keeps getting sick at the wrong times, or the things come up. And
yeah, so, I swear to God, if he says he gets sick again, I'm like, dude, you need to get in a bubble.
Yeah, it's like I should have tweeted him the bubble boy, your ring gear, picture after last time. But if he's sick again this Friday, I'm definitely gonna like hound the crap out of him. So
yeah,
Sam Beal, Dallas Cade. Gonna be killed by the Howlets.
They're gonna die, folks. They're gonna go hell and they're gonna die.
I'm just saying. More than likely. Remember, for a friendly reminder for those of you who maybe aren't local to us, don't Journey Pro is going to be having a tag team title here in the upcoming months. There will be one announced. So these are all very important things as we jockey for positioning. So we have that match. We also have the people, like I said, that we interviewed most recently, the premier, Camel Myers, SK Bishop, going up against Laney Luck and GPA. So I think our friend
That's gonna be scary good.
I think our friend Kevin said is like he has no idea what to do because on one hand he's got the team that he loves to hate and the other team that he hates to love, and it's like I don't know where you go with that, or something of that nature. He said so.
Yeah, you got the first couple of freelance wrestling going against arguably the hottest up and coming tag team in the Midwest.
Yeah,
like
no doubt.
Hello.
So that's going to be very interesting to see what happens with that here. I love GPA. I love how he's kind of migrated his persona lately over the past few months into being more of the slimy, guy. I mean, Laney's definitely been getting a lot of attention. She's been on Dark as well. I think she was on Impact, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But she's been getting a lot of attention lately. And he's definitely kind of moved into that kind of slimy, man behind the woman thing. I really enjoy that. It's a change of character for him. So it shows his ranges. It'd be interesting to see. And once again, we're doing some jockeying. Tag title is going to be up in the air. Now, one of the most intriguing matchups I want to say of Headlocks for the Cure is the third tag team match, which is our old stalwarts, although they've been a little rocky lately, Thumbs and Buns, Mighty Micah and Buns of Steel, Jay Fowler, going up against the newly named Jeremy Wyatt and Luke Langley tag team of The Reckoning.
The Reckoning.
I have not yet done the photo. I took your advice and I shied away from the photoshopping of the Reckoning face mask on both of them. It will happen eventually. You know this. But
I mean, as much as I would like to say that's in bad taste, but anything going to Jeremy Wyatt to get any kind of reaction out of him, I'm for it.
I figure I gotta pull the right time here, so I might be tipping my hand,
absolutely.
at this. But The Reckoning gonna go out. Luke, if you are listening, you better have your new shirts at this show. God damn it, that's all I gotta say.
I'm buying it if it's there and it's in my size. Even if it's not my size, I'll buy it for all my daughters. It will be in my house.
It's amazing. Follow him on Twitter. Go look it up. Google it. It's well worth it. So you were predicting that we're going to see, and I think I agree with you too. We both kind of like surmise the same thing in a different way, that we totally think. And because Jeremy even almost tipped his hand as he was going off on his demand announcement promo he did for this match, talking about the we, he almost tipped his hand a little bit. I think Fowler is going to turn on Micah and be a part of the Reckoning. I think this might be when it happens.
And then you get the odd bedfellows and the Howlets and Micah.
Micah is the he's definitely the what was the Runt Dudley or Dudley, what was that, or
Spike Dudley.
Spike. He's definitely going to be the Spike Dudley for sure. So so lots of good tag team matches. And then we have the return. I'm saving the main event for obvious reasons. And then we have what is one of the more intriguing matches, not because of who was announced, but who was not announced for it. It is the return of the Scramble, but we're not calling it Scramble anymore. It's a multi-person razzle-dazzle, they called it. So actually sponsored by Guys Chips. So Anaya's going to come out and do some shenanigans at some point in time, right? Right. So the Guys Chips is sponsoring this match, and they're calling it the Guys Tasty Mix, which is a fine name.
It is.
It's a very tasty mix. If you see him in your local high.
So there's a Colorado guy that the only thing no one's been announced.
4-person. It's a 4-person scramble. I forgot to say that. 4-person.
Yeah, it's only 4. It's not a 6-person. One person from the Denver area, like one of their Denver folk, is going to be there. Right. Don't know who. Somebody. And then you have another person who says that they know somebody who's going to be in there. And that was Donnie Pepper Cricket. And I think Donnie Pepper Cricket's going to be in it, which I would love to see some Donnie Pepper Cricket. Mm-hmm. But the person I'm really hoping, is the person that is from the Denver scene is Austin Reddick. I really hope Austin Reddick is
That would
the
be
guy.
cool. That would be really cool. And I think that, there's been a lot of talk as Evangelistico keeps tweeting out with an older gimmick that's very timely right now. Him and Pistol Danger, something called the Commission. It's kind of like the Big Brothery, gimmick thing, whatever. I think one or both of them could potentially be in this. I think one of them for sure is going to be in it, probably Jalistico.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
Go. Stop. No. So 4 people though, 4-person razzle dazzle, the guy's tasty mix. So good things going on there with that. And then we have the main event. Now, they didn't pull any punches for the main event. And I don't think we're going to see any punches pulled during the main event because it's meant to be the settlement of the feud of 2022, right? This is going to be the final culmination. Last man standing, Moonshine Mantel, Kenny Alfonso. Let's go. Let's try and tear a hole. We might tear a hole out of the wall at Agnes. It's going to be a war. So that's a hell of a main event, hell of a card. So that's what we got. Tickets still available, like I said. JourneyProKC.com. Go if you haven't already, and you're not doing anything this Friday. Come join us for some wrestling. It's gonna be a great time. Great time. If you can't make it, go to twitch.tv/journey2 anarchy, and you can stream it live. So good times had by all. Okay.
Can't wait, man.
Oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And it's like your one break this whole weekend from not doing anything but softball.
Oh, yeah. This is the kickoff to the true softball season. So
it's Memorial Day. You would expect Memorial Day weekend to be filled with lots of baseball, softball things, and yeah, it is. So, that's what we got for Journey Pro. Before we get into anything AEW or Pro, other big name stuff, we want to always do a little spotlight to highlight some up and comers, some people you may not have heard of, maybe you have heard of them, but you need to tell your friends about. So Jamie has picked an independent wrestler and is going to give us this week's independent wrestler spotlight.
Yeah, and this wrestler has been around for a little bit. Honestly, not very long, but man, they have been on a meteoric rise. Like, meteoric. Like, I've never seen anybody just explode onto the scene like this person. And they have a lot of great qualities, and that's one of the reasons why I selected them. And selfishly, I'm really hoping they come on the show. I'm gonna lie, but this is none other than the non-binary performance artist, Kid Bandit.
Ooh,
Kid Bandit has been everywhere. Kid Bandit is, very much for trans rights, which I completely agree with them. And they are just absolutely all over the place. They've been in GCW. They've been everywhere. Prestige. They're going to be in Prestige. Like, ooh. Kid Bandit is all over the place right now. Shirts are fire too. But one of the biggest reasons I picked out Kid Bandit was mainly because of their stance on, just being who you are and embracing who you are. And in a time where we really need to be doing that, like just a couple days ago, it was pansexual day, like things of that nature, I want nothing but success for this wrestler, just for that, like them just forging that path in a very stereotypical scene, like hell, like look at WWE, like if you Jinder Mahal's from Canada, but here he comes rocking a headdress and turban, thank you, and all these things. It's just like, can we culturally appropriate everything? And then it's like,
Kurtz's hello.
Yeah. He, like, Kid Bandit bucks the tradition, like bucks that hard. And I'm just all for it. Go find Kid Bandit. Excellent Twitter follow as well.
Oh yeah.
That's at Kid Bandit Pro. Kid with 2Ds. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. Great follow. Great human. Great wrestler.
Yeah, and Google just Google his name too. You'll see, you're gonna find some really great matches of him, of them. Sorry.
He goes by he, she, they. So
he's everything. Okay, all right.
Yeah, he is everything.
I do my best. And I feel so bad if I get someone's pronouns wrong because it's a newer thing, but I'm trying to be as sensitive as possible because that's the world we need to live in. We should be that. So that's good to know. But I do know that they seen him ancillary, kind of around for a little bit as well too, and he's always had like the wild, crazy hair. But since they've really found themselves, I think that's really kind of where they've taken it off, because it's like they are a living, walking anime. And that's kind of the point, right? That he's in anime, so he's full out on it and fantastic. So definitely give him a Google too. Look at him stuff. Links down below for Kid Bandit. Give him a follow. And tell him that maybe you should come on to your favorite local independent wrestling podcast, Total Spotfest. Just saying.
I personally would appreciate it, and I could speak for JJ. He would too.
Most definitely. Cool. Great spotlight this week, Jamie. Fantastic. So I know you've been kind of sticking with some of the Journey Pro stuff, kind of bucking the trend there. So appreciate that. You never know.
Buck the trend, so I'm going to buck the trend.
You never know what independent wrestler spotlight's going to give you. Unlike WWE, you know what they're going to give you, but in a very interesting way. So I just want to follow up last week very briefly. But last week we talked about the whole Sasha Banks, Naomi walking out thing, right? And the interesting part, and I just want to see your 2 cents on this, Jamie, is the escalation of which it's gone to this week, which we said that it was by all accounts, it wasn't a work, right? It was definitely not a work, but it could be one of those things that maybe they'll be gone for this and maybe they'll be back in a week. Well, it's definitely not going to be back in a week because I find this very interesting. So not only did they double down on the next broadcasts with them getting buried by announcers, Corey Graves and, McAfee and everything, they also replaced in their intro video, kind of like the Marvel style, intro video. They replaced Sasha with Cody Rhodes and Naomi with Ronda Rousey. And the one that really gets me, because this to me was surprising because of the way WWE operates. They pulled all their merch from their online site. Both of them.
Of course they did.
I mean, did you see them going like, okay, all right, it's a thing, but it's going to blow over. It feels like this is like a real thing now. Like it was just maybe some backstage drama that, we got made a big deal of, but I feel like there's actually some real heat to this now.
Yeah, it feels like, when, you've had that friend who's been dating that girl off and on, or they have just a weird relationship. Mm-hmm. And then finally, she's like, well, if you don't want me, I'm just going to leave. And he's like, fine, leave. And it's done. And you're like, no way. It's not really done. It's never really done. This is that type of thing. Like, shit's done. Like
it feels like it.
There's no coming back from this, I don't think.
Like, the whole whatever, but because that's the death nail in the coffin is the pulling of they have Alexa Bliss, even though she's back to her goddess gimmick, still with Lily, because they got a warehouse full of lilies they need to push, right? Like merchandising, they're like this fucking Schwartz merchandising, right? They pulled all their stuff from the website. I mean, that's crazy. You could still buy Malachi or Black stuff for like 2 months after he had left. They're like, whatever, we still gotta sell this shit,
Yeah, they pulled it. They pulled it hard.
Very interesting turn how that goes, and I will see what happens. Like I said, I think that maybe a time for Sasha Banks to do something other than wrestling, and Naomi, I don't know. Maybe her too. You never know. Lana apparently is doing extremely well outside of wrestling. Did you hear this? She
No,
apparently scored it like big in Bitcoin, like really big, and she's become a quote unquote real estate mogul of sorts.
that
Like
does not surprise me at all.
I had no idea that she. I mean, it's weird who you find who the people who have made it big with Bitcoin, and you're like, oh, okay, But yeah, so we're never gonna see her in a ring again. Let's be honest.
That's fine. I mean, Miro's happy. I'm happy.
Oh, I can't wait to see Miro. Miro has actually filmed a pilot for a CBS show, and so that's partially explaining his absence lately, as of late. I hope to see him soon.
Me too.
I do know that where we could potentially see him might be on HBO Max. So talks continue to go on for the AEW and streaming services. And direct quote from one Mr. Tony Khan talked about this. So upcoming this weekend is Double or Nothing, and they have a whole slew of events going on. We got live Rampage on Friday, even though it's an earlier time. Live Rampage, Fan Fest, the whole 9 yards. So Warner Brothers Discovery is now the new name of the company because of all this merging and conglomeration of everything, right? So they own TBS TNT. They also own all the Discovery networks and HBO properties.
Yep.
So they have 2 streaming services. They have Discovery Plus and HBO Max. Everybody figures Discovery Plus is going to be folded into HBO Max, right? It's got to.
Makes sense.
Kind of what? Because didn't Disney do a similar thing?
Well, they have Hulu and ESPN, and like you can subscribe to all of them together, but they keep them autonomous.
Yeah, okay. I thought when they bought Fox, so they folded some stuff in its own different way.
That's Paramount. Paramount had CBS because CBS Plus was out there, and
that's right.
and it folded into Paramount.
That's what it was. Okay, too many streaming services. Just saying that
Way
for sure.
too many.
But HBO Max. So these officials from Warner Brothers Discovery were supposedly at Dynamite last night, and they're going to be in a luxury box at Double or Nothing. So more heat to that flame. We've been saying it's been needed to come, that 21st century younger viewers don't have cable contracts, right? HBO Max is hot. I feel like this is just a inevitability. They just gotta. It's one of those things. Just fucking go. Just do it. Just jump.
I'm in. Make it happen, Captain.
I don't know if Tony's trying to work the best deal out, or maybe they're trying to be, I don't know, but I feel like both sides win in this. So let's see it happen.
I agree.
Speaking of AEW, last night was Dynamite. We're going to talk about Double or Nothing in a second here, but Jamie, I want to know. I want you to run through this card here. What happened last night on AEW's Go Home show?
Lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff for a go home. And I have a hot take that it won't ruffle feathers, and hopefully I'll get some people excited. But I have a pretty solid hot take because I had an instant reaction to one of the things that happened on there.
Okay,
but we'll get to that in just a sec.
Oh,
so it starts off steel cage match, so that was always fun. MJF was really, really baby oiled up. It was almost uncomfortable. It was at that point, wait, did I turn on the wrong kind of TV show?
Did you appreciate his referee costume, by the way?
Dude,
he had the short shorts on. He had a Burberry-themed striped sleeveless ref shirt and a blue whistle for no reason. I don't know what the whistle was for.
He reminded me of Billy Gunn when Billy Gunn would do the reffing. The same setup.
Same amount
of... All right. So I know we usually break down the rest of the card, but this is just too much fun to talk about. So of course, in the beginning, MJF can't find the key. Can't find the key. I'm like, oh, I already know what's happening. I already called it. So there was a little 2-on-1 handicap action going on between one MJF, Shawn Spears, and Wardlow. And Spears goes out, grabs his chair from the outside, and here comes MJF, holds up a battered and beaten Wardlow for only 2 minutes of a match. And here comes Spears, just go whack Wardlow on the head, but no, Wardlow gets out of the way, drills freaking MJF in the face. And what happens after that? Wardlow just like hulks up, breaks his handcuffs. Just goes nuts and just does a symphony of power bombs. Since the ref's out, here comes another ref. I can't think of his Rinsberg. Thank you. He comes out. 1, 2, 3. You get your match at Double or Nothing. Wardlow versus MJF.
I do want to make the point that every single cage match AEW has been very distinctly different. The first one felt very much like, which was Wardlow and Cody Rhodes, felt very much like a typical cage match, right? You had the whole blood and guts match, blood and guts, right? You had the one from All Out last year, the Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks, which was a Spotfest palooza, just bonkersness. Then you had Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, which was a very solid match, but wasn't necessarily like as brutal as the others. And this one here, almost the cage was a non-factor. You didn't really even need the cage hardly in this match. So
no, and that's what I liked about this cage match a lot.
It's different, right? I think that's the way they've done this the whole way. It's the same path as Cody Rhodes, right? Cody Rhodes, MJF. Mm-hmm. But it's different. Does that redeem it at all for you, the way they've been doing it?
No. It's telegraphed. Like, I think we all know how this fairy tale is going to end.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that this fairy tale can't end the way it's going to end. Like, that's the thing. Like, they've put themselves in this corner with this storyline, which from here, lots of good things can happen. True. But
I mean, Wardlow's super over. Hopefully it won't take up too much of the time because the card is long. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to take very much. I think this is going to be a squash match. Like a little bit over a squash match, but pretty close.
5 minutes maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, 7 tops.
Sure.
All right. So after this, you had this stupid fireball thing.
He's a wizard. He's a wizard, Jamie.
The Jericho-holic in me is starting to sober up really hard. This is
good God. He's even abandoning the song now, so he's not even a song anymore.
Yeah, which pissed off a lot of people in that crowd, which I thought was great. That was good heat. Good heat. I gotta give him props.
Sure.
But I'm gonna pop over the interview because I do want to take some time to talk about this interview or the face-to-face with Punk and Hangman, because there's a lot to unpack from that, at least for me.
Okay.
And my hot take. After this, you had Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley versus Private Party. First time that Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley have teamed together since September of 2020. And just in case you didn't know, they said on commentary 6 times. Jamie counted. So it was fine. Mark Quinn had some weird ass like facial hair thing going on, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like at first I was like, what is wrong with him? I'm like, oh, okay. He did hit a beautiful shooting star press though. That shooting star press he hit was gorgeous.
I'm glad to see Private Party as Private Party.
Same.
Okay. This match was fine. It was short. It was whatever. But I'm glad to see
it was real short
as Private Party.
Kingston and Moxley win, and then all hell breaks out afterwards. And then here come the BCC and Satan Ortiz, and then inside is Danielson and Jericho. Jericho hits Danielson in the knee, so he's really selling that leg injury. Yet he has a match Friday. Just put that in there, so it must be okay. That was that match.
It was fine.
It was It was
okay. I like.
There's two matches coming up. They're really
we have more stuff, but the first half of the show, I was just kind of like, it's okay, right? I mean, the cage match I liked, but most of it was just like, meh.
The cage match and the face to face were the first half for me.
Okay, we'll come back to the face to face. We'll talk about that more. But
yes. After that, you had the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships for Roppongi Vice versus FTR. You had Caprice Coleman join commentary, and you can see why he was a Ring of Honor commentator and not anybody else. Homeboy was not good. I'm sorry. Sorry, man. You just, no hard pass. This match was excellent.
This match is what you expected it to be.
Exactly. If you expect FTR to have a bad match, you're an idiot. Like, you just raise your hand, and I'll come by and hit you on the head with a tack hammer because you are a dummy. So it's just one of those things. Like, this match had everything you wanted. Great back and forth. Lots of good spots from both sides. Roppongi Vice looked absolutely excellent. But it's FTR, man.
It's FTR. I do want to just not gloss over the fact that Jamie did just ask the internet to raise their hand. So it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, all right.
That's right.
Just wanted
metaphorically,
to
people. Metaphorically.
Those hand emojis on Twitter. All right, no.
Yeah. So the match was coming down to the very end, and this is where Jamie got really excited.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know you did. I know you did.
I popped really hard. So this match ended up in a no contest. Why, you ask, Jamie? Well, I got the answer for you. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Jeff Cobb and Great Okan of New Japan Pro Wrestling come out and start whooping some ass. The United Empire comes out. There's a little bit of a botch from Okan, or two.
There's at least two.
There was two.
He botched the first finale, and then he botched the claw hammer thing.
The claw slam. The claw slam he botched, and then the Jeff Cobb had the guy.
He does like the stunner on the combo stunner thing that they do.
Yeah, that looked
that looked bad.
But he's big, he's amazing, and usually those two are good together. He's probably a little nervous because he's on American soil for the first time.
It's fine.
It's fine. But Jeff Cobb hit his finisher. It's
amazing.
The Storm of the Islands or whatever it is, like, it is just sick. But I got really excited because then now they're starting to plant seeds for the New Japan show, which I think they're going to plant even more seeds and more seeds.
Nobody heard that, but yes.
It was a coin dropping, ladies and gentlemen.
I know, but nobody heard it. Your mic did not pick that up at all.
Well, shit. Imagine you just heard a coin drop. I bet we're going to hear that at Double or Nothing. Anyway, we'll get into my predictions here in a little bit.
It's very possible.
The
recognition, I mean, with the Forbidden Door show, the recognition now of UE in Dynamite, in the ethos of AEW for sure, you also have the capabilities and the possibilities of Ospreay versus choose your weapon here. I mean, I would like to see Ospreay Cole just because. But Ospreay Joe, Ospreay Cole, Ospreay Danielson, Ospreay, oi, let's go. I know he's British, but still.
I mean, after this next match, I kind of wouldn't mind seeing him going against Swerve. Just saying.
Any of the younger kids too. I'm just saying. But with UE is fully in it. That's the part that I got out of this whole thing. So which is great.
Yeah,
the match was fine too.
It was solid. I mean, it's a typical FTR excellent match. Like nothing super amazing about it, but nothing bad about it either. Like it was just solid.
Right.
But then right after that, you get the match of the night. I'm calling it now. I don't care what anybody says. Fight me.
Okay.
Match of the night. You got Ricky Starks, Swerve Strickland, and Jungle Boy in a triple threat. This match was amazing. It had all the flippy, spinny shit that JJ loves and requires.
I mean, it's a triple threat of the best way. Ricky Starks has been doing much better lately. Swerve, love Swerve. Jungle Boy, we know what we got from him. And my God, this was fun.
Can we talk about how over freaking Ricky Starks was with the crowd, though? Crowd was hot for Ricky Starks.
I almost say you got to turn him out of the Team Taz.
No. They love him the way he is. He needs to stay the cocky asshole.
But it seems like when he's by himself, he gets a bigger pop.
Yeah, maybe, but like people are digging on him the way he is. Like he needs to do more of a solo run instead of him and Will Hobbs. I agree with that, but he can still be a part of FTW.
I'm with you there. Yeah.
But man, this match had so many great damn moves.
All the moves.
All the moves. You got a Rochambeau. You had the snare trap. You had freaking a Poison Rana attempt by Jungle Boy on Swerve Strickland, and he does a handstand out of it from the top rope. By the way, I'm sorry, top rope Poison Rana, or a spike.
Poison Rana,
spike.
I think reverse spike Rana is what it was called, but it's just called a Poison Rana now.
Yeah, it's a Poison Rana, whatever. Like, and he was able just to do a quick handstand out of it. I'm like, holy shit! And then the crowd went bonkers.
Yeah,
when he did that.
That was the point where it was like it went from fun to just crazy spots. Reverse, finisher met by the third person who wasn't involved in just back and forth. Tons of fun. I'm actually not going to give this my match of the night, but I see why it would be.
Afterwards, you have the tag team partners coming in just to cement everything for the go home show.
Easily super over, by the way. Super
understatement.
Over. I think they're going to win the tag titles. I think Keith and Swerve are going to win the tag titles. I have a feeling.
I'm going to keep my opinions to myself.
Right. I'm not saying I'm going to pick them, but I have a feeling that they might. Because we do have a pick contest coming up for something, ladies and gentlemen. Just reminder.
Yep. Your first and only defense.
Oh, ye of little faith. Dude, if you only know.
Five time.
JB sound like a Steelers fan right now. Okay, sounds good.
It's fine. After this, Dan Lambert and Scorpio Sky. He's getting a new belt, which is fine because they usually give somebody a new belt anyway. I like
the continuation of the customize the belts for each person. That's too. Kind of cool.
And I really think because of everything that played out with Kaz, and Ty and Sammy, we're gonna get a trios intergender at Double or Nothing. We're gonna get Men of the Year and Paige versus Ty and Kaz and Sammy.
Okay.
I can see that getting announced Friday.
That would make sense because we don't have a TNT title announced. So they're not going to give him the match that he wants. So,
Sammy wanted the intergender match. So
that's originally, but he also wants a rematch for the title. That's why he destroyed the title last Rampage, right? Because he wanted a title shot, and Scorpio's not giving it to him. So, I'm good with that.
Then after that, you had a really spirited promo from Thunder Rosa.
I thought it was one of her better promos in AEW.
I don't think it was one of her better. I think it was her best.
It could have been her best. Yeah,
no war makeup. She called herself Mel, her real name, and she just was like straight from the heart on it. Like you felt it. Like, and she goes, but Sunday, that's when Le Mara comes, and just be ready. Like the war paint goes on, shit's going down. I used to respect you, now I don't respect you. Like I was like, and I was like, wow. It was.
They put good heat into this makeshift, kind of rivalry thing here. Serena last week, I thought she was a little shaky in her promo, but it was very impactful. The words and this. Mm-hmm. They've had some good heat to this match. I'm excited. I mean, this match is going to be great technically. We knew that. But
yeah,
I'm excited for this.
Then you had a Ruby Soho thing with Red Velvet. Whatever. Yeah.
It's whatever. It's making sure people watch on Friday.
Yeah. Ruby's going to win. I'm calling it now.
We know.
So then you had another solid match. Like the back half was full of good matches.
Back half was great.
Britt Baker versus Toni Storm. Great match. And some people are trying to bust up on Britt's wrestling skills. I'm like,
really?
On Twitter, yeah, just people just want to hate for the sake of hating. And it's like, damn, this match was good top to bottom. Toni looked great. Britt looked absolutely great. I'm a little pissed on the ending, though. I'm not even gonna lie. Because basically Britt got Toni down into a package. She grabbed the ropes. The ref didn't see it. 1, 2, 3. Britt wins and advances. But I feel like there's going to be something going on with Hayter here shortly. And and this is why I want to get to you on this one.
Okay.
I don't think Hayter is going to be with Britt very much longer.
That's a great kind of observation, I would say, because I felt the same way. And this seed we've mentioned, if you go back and watch us from some weeks past, right? Months past, they've been planting this seed for a while, since the Thunder Rosa feud, right? When they brought in Mercedes Martinez, right? And there was the kind of they've been going since then. There's this always this uneasiness, and it's one of those things that if and when it actually happens, it's like you're gonna go back and you're gonna see all these little kind of subtle notions that kind of led up to this, because I feel like you're right. I feel like that's the long-term play, is to have her break off, right? Whether that is turning Britt face, which probably won't happen, or turning Hayter face, which more than likely will happen. But I feel like that is the play. That is what they've been kind of slowly hinting at. The interesting part I found out, I thought about this, was that this is Toni Storm's first official loss second loss in AEW. First.
Uh-huh.
I think it's her first. So, Toni Storm and Ruby Soho both lost to Britt Baker, but not clean, either one.
Mm-hmm.
And Britt's probably going to get another shot at her on Sunday. I mean, it's Britt and Chris Statlander tomorrow for the final shot. It's going to be Britt, right?
Ruby.
Sorry, Ruby. I'm sorry. Hey, Ruby. Ruby and Statlander for the final spot. It's going to be Ruby. So, I don't know. Is it more of an interesting side note that I just want to kind of just make mention of, because I feel we long say that the problem that had been with the women's division in AEW wasn't that they didn't have the people, they didn't have the right people, they didn't have the feuds building. Well, now I feel like they're front loading a lot of feuds, because we always have Thunder Rosa, Britt that we go back to. That's a constant, right? That's one of those.
Yep.
Right. It's one of those, Hardy's, Christian, and Edge. You can always do that. You can always go back to that.
Yeah. Rock, Stone Cold.
Exactly. Constant. But I feel like they're kind of setting Britt up, because they basically they more or less had tipped their hand about this whole thing with Ruby and Britt from the start of the tournament. And then Toni Storm as well, and Britt versus the incoming newbies or newer people from other promotions. So I'm interested to see what happens at Double or Nothing, because does Hayter get involved? Does Hayter get distracted by Toni? Does Toni get involved? How does that all play out? Is Toni and or Ruby designated going to make a turn? It's just very interesting. I think the dynamic they've done with this. I wish they have more foresight for the rest of their women's division, but I feel like, especially because you said you weren't happy with the ending, and I get that, but I think that's for the same purpose, right? I wasn't happy.
No, I got it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes, but that's just an observation I want to throw out there. I think you're right though on the whole Hayter angle by far. I don't know when that would be. Do you think it'd be soon? Do you think it'd be down the road?
No, I think it's quick. I think it's gonna happen quick. I think Hayter's gonna cost her
for a while. So
I think Hayter's gonna cost her to win the tournament, and that's where it all implodes. And then who's there to help Hayter? None other than Toni Storm.
So maybe Hayter comes out, Toni comes out in retaliation. Toni gets this, Hayter turns around, ends up causing something that leads to Ruby winning. Ruby celebrates, whatever. Britt takes her frustration out on Hayter, and Hayter gets saved by Toni Storm.
Correct.
I mean, when they had the match, which was fantastic, we said it's basically the same woman 10 years apart, right?
Not even. Yeah.
Same style, same kind of, it really is. So it would make a lot of sense. Let's just see what happens. What are your thoughts on, they only did a real quick promo, we're not going to talk about it, I know, but what are your thoughts about the TBS title? So Anna Jay is getting a shot at Jade Cargill on the Double or Nothing pay-per-view.
He's losing.
Yeah.
There's she's not, this was not built. There's nothing here. The only reason they would do it is for shock. And Anna Jay's not ready to hold a belt. No. I'm sorry.
Well, she's not, but I feel like I just wish, and it kind of goes to my point. I think that's more the point I was trying to make with the Ruby, Toni, Britt triangle of good storytelling, right? Is what are you doing here? Is this maybe is it an Athena debut? Do you think maybe it's something that we got to have, because Jade feels like they got this whole baddie thing around her, which I don't hate. No, I honestly don't hate the baddie thing. I just want to see her in actual feud with a person rather than Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, cut the shit, Tony. Yeah, no, I agree. And this is so Mark Stradamus hat. So I feel like Ruby's gonna win, like we talked about. And I feel like she's got her eyes set on Jade, because she said that too. Like she wants that belt.
Not Rosa.
Yeah, which would allow Hayter and Toni to feud with Britt and Rebel. Sorry. Then that will allow for others for Rosa to develop or continue with Deeb. I feel like you can continue this, because I think they could build it up enough.
You could bring in Sheeta into it as well too somehow. Right?
Exactly. Even though it's done between those two, it's not done.
But then you have what we want. Then you have three solid feuding kind of bits right here, right? So I feel like they're gonna get there. I know they're gonna get there, especially with Regal in the backstage helping influence some of this, because he had such a big hand at NXT with the women's division development, made that into the best women's division in God knows how long in wrestling. So
it was amazing since the beginning days of the knockouts.
Yeah. All right.
So let's talk about match of the night 1B.
My match of the night 1A. Yes.
So mine was the triple threat, but this is damn close. I'm not even gonna lie. This is the technical match I love, but it had everything you want in there, and that's Kyle O'Reilly, Samoa Joe. Not a very long match. They didn't have a whole lot of time to do this match, but my goodness.
They made all the use of every second they had. How is it that I have the technical match and you have the flippy spinny shit match for your match of the night?
I know. It's Freaky Friday. No, but this thing had everything. Like freaking O'Reilly again, showing out. Ring of Honor Kyle O'Reilly. ROH KOR.
Kyle O'Reilly. Let's just no more Cool Kyle. We're good.
Yeah, Cool Kyle's gone. He had a muscle buster attempt that it became a Fujiyawa armbar. It was like, oh my god, like this thing had everything, and then finally you get the win. Samoa gets the win with a rear naked choke, and this match was so goddamn good. There was one point, there was an elbow thrown by Joe that looked like it legit connected, and like Kyle, like, oh, like, you can see it in his body, like, ugh.
Yep.
Oh God,
I love every second of this. This is Joe back in his form, honest to God. I mean, he's not the Joe of Joe Styles Daniels days, right? He doesn't.
Yeah,
he's an older man, but he still got it. For those who say he didn't, he's still over. I love ROH Kyle, so this was fantastic for me. Every second of it. Go watch it.
I enjoyed the shit out of it too.
Now,
that's why I said 1A.
After the match, I know you want to circle back real fast. After the match, Adam Cole comes out. They're meeting at, which, by the way, dream match here, Adam Cole, Samoa Joe. Did you realize they've never fought each other? Because I sure as hell didn't.
They were supposed to in NXT, then somebody got a concussion again.
I know. So, first time ever, Samoa Joe, Adam Cole. That match, there's a lot of great matches. You're gonna go over the card here in a moment, but that one might just steal the show the whole weekend. Just saying.
It's got some stiff competition because there is some killer matches on this damn card.
I mean, the main event of Double or Nothing is amazing.
Which is a nice segue because let's go ahead and let's get back to that face-off.
Holy shit.
I know, right? So this face-off, Toni and had CM Punk and Hangman, and CM Punk was very just, hey, I respect you. I love all my fans. Like, he was like overly super face.
Like, way too face.
Yeah. And then you had Hangman, like, I told you I was going to embarrass you. I was going to do that, but it's going to be today. And then all this, he's like, I can't. It's not because I fear you. It's not because I fear losing the fans or getting fired in the back. No, it's just because that's what you would do. That's what you would do. And I'm not going to do that because I'm not facing you for the AEW championship. I'm facing you to save you, like, to keep you from AEW, like keep you from this championship. I'm doing it for the guys in the back and all this. It's like, holy shit, Hanger. Like, Hanger dropped a solid promo. And then Punk's like, I respect you. And I want to shake your hand. And actually, I'm going to shake your hand right now. And then, of course, a kerfuffle happened. Next thing you know, Hanger punches Punk in the face. And as soon as that happened, hot take time. Punk's turning heel. Calling it now.
So you think this whole thing's been a swerve? That Hanger heel, Hanger's going to be heel, Hanger's going to be heel, and they're going to turn on its head?
100%, because that promo was a defiant promo of, I'm going against a guy who has just showed up and hasn't earned his stripes like every guy in the back. I'm standing up for all the guys in the back. I'm standing up for my company that I bleed and love. Like, that's where he was. That was a very passionate promo. And then here's Punk like, yeah, I respect you. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, nope. I instantly, I said it too. I'm watching it around a whole bunch of people. I'm like, Punk's turning heel. Yeah, I'm like, Punk's turning heel. Everybody's like, what? I'm like, never mind. Like, it's happening. Like, I saw it. I see it. I'm calling it.
Okay.
Mark Stradamus, seal of approval, Double or Nothing. Punk turns heel after he gets the belt.
You get the biggest stamp ever, because I didn't take it like that personally. Honestly, for me, most of this promo took way too long to get going.
I would agree. I
feel like so by the time they finally got to the good stuff, my care level was, well, it didn't help that there was the blues were on my tablet next to my monitor as well. And hey, game 6 tomorrow night, y'all. But it felt like, and I got this last week, and I got a little bit, like the little bits they've done, but it just feels like, I don't know. I feel for this similarly to the way you felt for Kingston Punk, which I think would have been a much better long-term rivalry, and I think they still will get to it, because they throw shade at each other all the time in passing off on hardcore. But I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't flow for me until about 3/4 of the way through. We did the whole locker room line. I'm with you. That's where I kind of got. I didn't catch the whole turning heel thing on it. I still think there's a heel or a face in this at the end of it. That's my thought.
Nope. I feel like this is the moment.
Okay.
This is the moment that the fans have been clamoring for since CM Punk came back. The best version of CM Punk is the asshole CM Punk.
I'm with you. I agree with that.
He was so overly nice and super face about things. Like it felt like an act. Like he was trying to make it feel like an act. And
Like
that
he's
is
too
exactly what I
nice.
wanted.
Okay. Man,
It's happening.
I get you. I understand. I hear you there. I don't know. I just maybe it's because I was distracted by hockey, but it didn't. This one didn't ring that hard for me.
Nah, I enjoyed the shit out of it because it sets up Sunday very nicely. And man, I'm calling it. Punk's winning and Punk's turn heel during this match too.
Well, I think Punk's going to win for sure. Let's move to the card because that's your headline, right? That match is going to be amazing. I think regardless, that match is going to be stellar.
Oh yeah, same.
Whatever is whatever. So we don't have full picks out because there's still some things left to be decided on the card at the time of this taping. So FYI, we like to when we can do the picks, but they're all doing this now. It used to be just Impact, but they're all kind of waiting till the last second to finalize their cards, right? Get those last second buys or something. I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know either.
Next week we will have a recap. We will let you know where the belt is staying, and we will definitely no staying. It's not going anywhere. It's
you the Faulkner World Order is going to take it back. It's happening.
Club has got its grasp on it. We're going to hold on to it for dear life. It's not going anywhere. We shall see though. We'll give you all the results next week. So, Jamie, give us our full card to this point. As of May 26th, what is our full card?
All right, so we have Adam Hangman Page versus CM Punk, as we talked about for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb for the AEW Women's Championship. You have Jungle Express, which they've gone by Jungle Express again, and then they
Jurassic.
Then they do again. Jurassic Express, whatever. I keep doing it.
Yeah, they've kind of dipped back into it, which whatever. I'm happy about that.
But so you have Jurassic Express, Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Man, it'd be great if it was a fatal 4-way and FTR was in it, but whatever. Mainly because they don't want to drop the belts to FTR. That's probably
they don't need them there. They can save that.
Yeah. Jade Cargill versus Anna Jay. Jade Cargill. The Jericho Appreciation Society versus the BCC, Santana Ortiz and Eddie Kingston, and an Anarchy in the Arena match. No clue what that even means. It's another one of those wizard things.
Say no DQ.
Street fight. It's a street fight.
Falls count anywhere, probably. Who knows? Whatever.
Yeah. Adam Cole versus Samoa Joe and the Owen Hart Foundation finals. Then you have Britt Baker going against either Ruby Soho or Chris Statlander. That will be decided on Rampage. So Ruby Soho. Because I love Chris, but Chris is the Dante from Clerks of this situation. She wasn't even supposed to be here.
I mean, you are throwing Clerks reference out left and right lately.
I mean, that's the perfect one, though. I'm not even supposed to be here.
It's definitely
because that was Sheeta's.
This Sheeta's spot that she filled. And we talked about this. They set up the storyline for Ruby and Britt anyway, from the beginning.
Yeah, from the jump. Then you have the Young Bucks versus the Hardys. That should be a banger of a match, even with two old guys. I still feel like it's still gonna be really good.
Versus Delete.
Yes. Death Triangle versus the House of Black. That should be an amazing match. That match has Steal the Show written all over it.
Will we see a Julia Hart sighting? Do you think?
Oh, God. I hope so. I fucking hope so.
I hope so, too, but I feel like it might be post Double or Nothing. Because unless it literally she just comes out for no reason and just turns, right? It becomes, we'll see.
Then you have the debuting Hookhausen going against Smart Mark Sterling and Tony Nese in the buy-in. And then obviously I'm saving this last one. Wardlow versus MJF for Wardlow's freedom.
So
and that's what we know of the card right now.
And we don't know. We've got 3 women's matches on the main card, at least at this point on the main card that we know.
Yeah.
3 women's matches, fantastic. With the potential, like you talked about earlier, we don't have anything with the TNT champion at all, so there could be that mixed tag 6-person trios match, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great booking idea. So it's gonna be a show.
It's gonna be a banger, and Jamie's not gonna be able to watch all of it live.
So. You'll be able to see it all, just not live.
I'll watch it. I'm buying it. I'll just watch it when I get home.
I'll be sitting there with chicken wings and an ice cold beer over at probably our buddy Chris's house. So it's gonna be great.
I love chicken wings.
I got no kids. What can I say? I'm sorry.
I know.
You have progeny, so there's that. I do. It's a give and take. Well, lots to unpack then next week. So Double or Nothing, like I said, we'll have full results for you, as well as who did win this title. Who. We also let you know what happened with Journey Pro. We might talk to Chris or Hartzell or somebody. Maybe if we can, might do a separate show for that. Depends on their schedule a lot. Keep an eye out. We do have additional interviews coming. Our interviews we release every Tuesday. Once again, if you haven't gone and listened to our recent interview with the premiere, it's well worth the listen. Even though Campbell Myers lives up to his soup nickname, because
he sounds like he's in a can.
Sounds like he's in a can of soup. So we're sticking with that for the reasoning. But fun interview. We talked a lot about metal, and it's funny because we really got into like metal real deep, and Jamie's just like, I have no idea these names they're throwing out there. And then we switch to talk about horror movies, and we just literally just go whoop, switch positions, and I'm like.
It's like, oh, you want to talk metal? Fine. We're going to talk horror movies. Let's go.
We always have that we can fall back on. So more interviews coming soon. So keep an eye out here. Follow us on Twitter. We'll definitely make sure we let you know ahead of time about those. But so we'll be back next week. Same time, same bad channel. So stick with us here. Follow on Twitter. Leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe. All the good things like we always say. But we will see you next time. Jamie, take us home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down Total Spotfest, I have 3 words for you. Prayers for Uvalde.
Take care, guys. See you next week.
Peace.